What's up, guys? I'm Des. This is Chris. This is Ryan. And welcome to The Up.
This is my perfect victory! That's right! I win!
All right, we're going to do a little segment. We're going to call it Buster Star or somewhere in between.
I like it.
So I'm going to say a player. You're just going to answer with bust, star, or somewhere in between. I think first, likely the first overall, we'll go Fernando Mendoza. Bust, star, or somewhere in between.
I guess I'll go. I'll say he's just gonna. I think somewhere in between. It's hard to say that he will be a bust or star. I think, coming off of what he did at Indiana, I think it was phenomenal. I think he showed great leadership. But again, I do not think that he had a Joe Burrow-esque season where we just know 100% this guy, what he does on the football field, his personality, his attitude, he's going to be successful at the next level. I think Mendoza's a great person. I think Mendoza has a good personality, but I don't think he's going to be that elite caliber quarterback that changes anything. I think he's just going to be, I think he's going to be average, maybe slightly above average in moments, but I do not expect him to be a star. Granted, I don't think he's going to be some guy who goes out there and is a bust, as like we saw with Jamarcus Russell, because I think he'll bring a.
Watch out. You might bust you in the mouth. You might bust you in your mouth.
Yeah. But I think I think he's somewhere in between.
That's fair. Ryan, Fernando Mendoza, bust, star, somewhere in between.
I am not. It's hard for me to think of Mendoza as a first-round pick. He has some good qualities. His back shoulder throw is probably one of the best I've ever seen at the college level. Making that throw is hard, and I think that'll benefit him a lot in college or in the NFL. It's hard for me to say as an Oakland Raider that I would take him number 1 overall, but
Vegas.
I do believe. Huh?
Vegas.
Don't piss off fans, man.
Yeah, my bad.
It's Oakland.
The Commanders are still the Redskins, and the Oakland Raiders are still the Oakland Raiders. But not so. The Las Vegas Raiders are definitely probably going to take him, and I can't really say I would take him if I had that pick, but there's a special trait and work ethic in Mendoza to where I want to say that he's going to be a star.
I like
now, whether or not that's going to be a Super Bowl winning guy, maybe not. But I can see him being somebody similar to like Phillip Rivers. You know he's that guy, but he might not take you to the promised land.
I think Mendoza, I don't see him being a star, but I don't see him being a bust. I do see him being a franchise changer, a franchise builder. That's the kind of – he has enough skill to stay as a starting quarterback in the NFL. I really do think so. I don't think he's this phenomenal talent, but he will maintain his starting spot, and he has the intangibles to where he will take that Raiders team, and he'll be a consistent leader in that locker room as they build that team up. I do think he is going to be truly a franchise builder. But
my best comparison to Mendoza that I can give is I see Kirk Cousins. I see that career outlook for Mendoza. I think he's going to be a guy who a lot of teams will pay money for because he's going to be someone you can rely on. He's going to be a good locker room presence, and he's going to be able to sling the football here and now. I don't think that necessarily that translates to winning. Maybe a couple playoff seasons here and there. It's going to be hard for him to find that in Las Vegas, as that franchise cannot get over this curse that seems to live within them. I just don't think that he's going to be able to get over that hump. I could stand corrected, but I think Kirk Cousins is the outlook, and he's going to be just that middle of the road quarterback that might have a successful season or two.
I guess only time will tell. All right, we're going to fire out a few more. We're gonna go a little more rapid this time.
Okay.
Caleb Downs, star, bust, or somewhere in between.
Star, baby. That could be you could say biased. Everything I've seen from this guy on the field, he's elite mentally, he's elite physically. He's going to be someone special in the NFL for years to come. Everything he does is the right way. And again, this could be biased. I think it's going to be, if anything happens that causes him to be a bust, it's going to be injury related. Overall, to me, he's one of those can't miss guys.
Awesome. Ryan, Caleb Downs, star, buster, somewhere in between.
There's no bias over here. He's going to be a star. I think it is hard to look at that guy and say that he's not going to be able to play at that NFL level. He is a guy that I think teams should trade up for and try to get. I would love it if Buffalo made that move, but I don't see that happening. But I think it's going to be hard to say that when you look at his film that he's not going to pan out in the NFL.
Yeah. I think there's a reason Saban recruited him. There's a reason Ryan Day recruited him. There's a reason every last Division I college wanted him on their team. He's a born leader. Maybe not the biggest guy. Pound for pound, probably one of the best defensive players I've seen in a long time. Star, stamped, whatever team he goes to, immediate impact. And I mean immediate offseason impact.
Yep.
So
immediate really starter. I really think he's going to be top 3 defensive player of the year for rookie.
Oh, for sure. I mean, a big reason why I picked Cincinnati in my previous pick was because I think they're slated for him to fall to them, which I think changes their entire franchise.
Mm-hmm. I have seen the Giants sneaking in there too, so we'll see.
That would be huge.
All right, I got a couple more. Ooh, this one's a hard one for me to say. Francis Magua, offensive tackle, Miami. Star, bust, or somewhere in between?
I think looking at a guy like that, I think he's going to be your Penei Sewell type of tackle. He's going to come in. He's going to be able to be efficient. He's going to make his presence known. From everything I've seen from the guy, I believe we're looking at, I'm not going to say, elite star, but I will label him as a star. I think he's going to be very, very successful. I think he's going to be a guy you don't hear his name much, which is a good thing at that position. He's going to be doing his job. I think he's going to be someone they can rely on. Whoever's getting him is going to get a standout tackle, and I'm looking forward to seeing his success at the next level.
Ryan, I said Penei Sewell because he's getting me shades. Francis Magua, offensive tackle, Miami. You think star, bust, or somewhere in between?
I think he's going to be somewhere in between. I could see the upside of being a star. He is a guy that I think is going to have a learning curve in that first year. I think going from blocking college guys to NFL guys is going to pose as a little trouble for him in the beginning. But I think towards the end of the season, he'll figure it out and he'll get right. So it's hard for me to say that he's not going to be a star, but I think he's going to be that guy that you're going to want on your O-line. So I'm going to go with I'm going to put him at a star. I'll give him a star. He's going to be a star.
A star, okay. I'd have to say star. I mean, we've seen what he did at Miami. He's a young guy. I mean, keep in mind, he's younger than most guys out there.
Yep.
He's just turned 20. He's in his third year, younger guy, got plenty of time to grow, plenty of time to develop. He's only going to get bigger in the NFL.
Yeah, that's why I think he's going to take some time being so young.
Plus, like I said, he's all in practice. The last couple of seasons, he's blocking Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor, which we know are very talented pass rushers, and these are guys who are going to be playing at the next level.
I think the only thing you could be like, all right, maybe not. He's not the biggest.
Right.
He's about 6 foot, 300, which you can always put on weight, but you can't really put on height.
Correct.
So I think that's one thing that is a little bit of concern because you want bigger alignment, especially at that tackle position. But nonetheless, I think he's shown he has that skill set to hang. I think the last guy we're going to do is good old Ruben Bain. Star, bust, or somewhere in between.
2 Miami guys back to back.
I know. I was either that or go to a national title, then talk to me, I guess. I don't know.
Ruben Bain is a guy that's very interesting to me. As I've watched him play, he has a, when he reminds me a lot of a kind of a Jadeveon Clowney presence. And the reason I say that is because when you get all of Jadeveon Clowney, you get an elite pass rusher. The only issue is you don't get it for the entire game. That's the issue that I found. Jadeveon Clowney was known for taking plays off, not giving it 100% all the time. And I think the one thing I'm concerned about with Ruben Bain is he going to be able to impact the game from start to finish? Is he going to be a first half guy, and is he going to show up in the big moments in that second half, or is he going to go silent and find himself, just lost within the defensive line? So my only concern, I mean, short arms was a concern at the draft, at the combine. Will that affect him? At the next level when you have different caliber players, different physical specimens that you're going up against. So I'll put him right now. I'll say he's somewhere in between. I don't think he's going to be elite at the next level. I don't think we're going to see a Myles Garrett. I don't think we're going to see that. I think you can compare him to a Chase Young. Unfortunately, I have to make that comparison. Chase Young, Jadeveon Clowney style player, where they get drafted high, do not see the results pan out on the field.
Ryan, Ruben Bain, bust, star, or somewhere in between?
I can't agree more. I think he is going to be a name on that D-line that you're going to want to look out for. But I don't think his presence is going to be more of a factor than his actual game. I think it's going to he's a guy that you're going to probably want to double team or focus on that line, but I don't think he's going to come in and be that, that game wrecker like J.J. Watt was, or T.J. Watt, or, those guys.
Not J.J. Watt.
Well, those are the ones that just popped in my head, But I don't think those are going to be. I don't think that's going to be a guy that you're going to need to worry about too much. So I'm gonna put somewhere in between. Maybe in a couple years he's gonna figure it out, but I don't.
Put all the chips in on bust. We need to have someone be a bust. Let's hear someone be a bust.
I think
I'll say it. I think he's gonna be a bust.
Boom.
I think he's gonna be a bust.
Come on.
I think what you're gonna get out of that guy is somebody that you're gonna get out of like in the 4th round. I think you go get a 4th round guy that'll do the same thing that Bain will do.
Love it.
That's really what I
think Ruben Bain, he's undersized. He not quick off the ball. He, for a guy who is going to be a top 5, top 10, he's going to be a jack of all trades, but a master of none. He won't be bad, but for the value you're getting him at, you could, like Ryan said, you could go get a 4th rounder who can be flexible, who can line up on the outside and line up on the inside and fill up your team and work the schemes and all the gaps. They might have a good year, but he's not going to be a game changer. And that's not what you want at a guy at 5 or 3 or wherever any team gets him. So I do think he's going to be a bust. I think the size is there. And also, you got to look at the character issues. I don't know what's coming in, what's not coming in. He's that whole car crash stuff. It's not like
we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, that's big.
And neither did he. And that's the big concern, is in his all these character issues. This is now just coming up. And yeah, I get, a lot of people compare it to like a Laramie Tunsil, where it's this character thing, which honestly, I think Laramie's, he's, dumb college kid doing some dumb stuff.
But you could also compare it to Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter had the same thing. He was projected to be like number 1 overall pick, and then that whole thing came out, and he dropped to like the Eagles at what, 9, 10, something like that.
And I think another thing though is Jalen Carter's. It came out pretty soon.
Yeah,
Baines, this happened 2.5 years ago, and he didn't report it. I mean, it's reported, it's on the record, but it's kind of kept hidden, and everything's going to come out to light. And I think the next year, which was 2025, he had another reckless driving incident that was kind of, brushed off because, when you're a Division I football player who's the, likely top 10, top first round draft pick, they'll give you some leniency here and there, right? And so I think that's something you have to keep your eye out for. But also, he's not this over phenomenal player, like you said, Chris. He's not going to be there every play of the game. He's going to have some great plays. He's going to have some. He's chilling, and for that reason, I think he's going to be more of a scheme guy, um, big bust for the value you're getting him at.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't agree more.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow us on all platforms. We got much more coming. As always, we'll catch you on the up.
We